Welcome to another episode of Astro Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, we got a 2005 Chrysler Town & Country Limited. A customer's complaint is driving along, the AC goes in, goes out. I mean, you know, when it goes out, it starts coming out hot inside. You know, I know you took your car, I know you had this problem a lot with your car, and I know you took it to a repair shop, a mechanic. And number one thing, bam, they're going to tell you it's the AC compressor. And usually I would go that way too. But there is other things you got to check out to make sure that it is the compressor, because that is not a cheap job. Now the number one thing you're going to do is you're going to need you a gauge. Not just the low side gauge, you're going to need a gauge that hooks up, that can test low side and high side, because it's very important that you know what those readings are. Alright, I'm going to get the gauge set, hook it up, and then you're going to watch this with me. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, here we got our gauge set. We got our low side. Low side is always the blue, high side is the red. Now on your systems, you got R12. Now R12 is for the older cars. I mean, back in 93, 94. Anything above that is R134A. That's this refrigerant right here, and it's a liquid refrigerant. If you're going to put it, install this in the system using these bottles, remember this has to be upside down, because if you do it like that, it's going to be coming out in a gas state, and you don't want that. It's going to be a lot of air in the system. Now hooking up these lines, you see this is like an air coupling. If you use the air tools, you take this side right here, you push it back, push it onto the fitting, and then lock it into place. Make sure your knob is all the way counterclockwise. Now on the Town & Country, hooking up the low side is right here. As you can see that down by the alternator. So we're gonna put this down there, and I'm gonna do this with one hand. We're gonna pull that knob back and lock it into place. Now what we're going to do is take the knob and turn it fully clockwise. Okay. Now let's get the high side hooked up, and then we're going to check what our readings are. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, got our high side hooked up. High side is right over here next to the right there. You see I got it hooked up. Come around. Okay, you want to make sure your low side hose is out of the way so the alternator or the belt doesn't cut it. Then we're going to go around. We're going to start the vehicle. Okay, now we got our AC on. And if your system has this little button right here, like a picture of the vehicle with an arrow circulating it, put that on. Now what that's going to do is circulate the air inside the vehicle. Now we got that. As a matter of fact, while we're doing this, let's see. Alright, it's a little lukewarm. We're going to go out here, check our temperatures. Low side is at 40. That's kind of high. And our high side is a little bit about 150. That's pretty good, because it's dropping down below 150. That's good. But our low side is a little bit higher, but it's starting to come down. It's starting to come down as the condenser's cooling down. So let's bring up the idle a little bit over here. Now low side dropped to about 25. Yeah, and I noticed our fans is kind of low. You know, it's not turning it's not like at a speed that I would figure it would be. See, now from these readings, I know my compressor is definitely doing this job. But on my high side, it's starting to travel up a little bit. And I gotta watch that because it's very important. If your condenser gets too warm, gets too hot, your AC is gonna come out hot. I don't care how good a Freon you got in your car, or what kind of Freon you got in your car. If that condenser gets hot, the AC is coming out warm. And right now we're about 150. Let me go check the Freon in the car. See how the air is coming out of the vents. Get inside here. It's coming out kind of cool, but it could be a lot cooler. And just like I said, I'm not liking them fans at all. The fans are not coming on. I don't know, for some reason it's not spinning enough. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a garden hose over here. Check that out. Yeah, get you a garden hose or an external fan and meet me back in front of the vehicle. All right, we'll be right back. All right, sitting here, I got a garden hose. And get you, if you don't have a garden hose close, get it close to the van or car. And you got a condenser right up here in the front of the car, right up in front of the radiator. Now I want to show you what happens when you take the hose and you're gonna stick it between the grill. And you see our condenser in there. Now notice this. Now watch what happens. You see our high side? It's about 175 almost. Now I want you to watch what happens here. If I can turn this on, let me hold on that. Okay, I got this on. I'm gonna put it on a light stream and I'm gonna put it between here and cool off the condenser. Look at what the condenser, the high side is doing. Notice how that high side is dropping, and as long as I keep this here, it's going to continue to drop. And actually, you can start seeing the it's considered a muffler on the low side hose. Look at the condensation buildup on that. So I know that's getting colder. And actually now look at me. I'm actually well below 150. I'm going down to the 125 mark. So let's cut this water hose off, and I'm gonna go over here to the side. Oh man, that's really cold right there. That is really cold. All right, so I know just from what my test is, just from doing that, that's why it's very important to have you a gauge that you can read. High side is just as important as low side. So I know our fans is not working correctly, and on this vehicle, let's see, I'm gonna get me a little light here. The fan relay, now the fans are good, the fans are working, but they're just not coming on enough. And if you look right inside there, I'm between the grill and the condenser, you can see the fan relay in there. So we're gonna change that relay out, and everything should be good on this. Look at that. Our high side is holding down there. You know, the cooler you can keep that condenser, the best your AC is going to come out. You got to remember that, because a lot of people will, keep on putting Freon in it, tell you your compressor's no good and all that. You got to make sure those fans are working. Got to make sure that thing is cooling down. All right. We're going to order that and get that taken care of. This is Timmy from Master Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can.